All right. Okie dokie. So let me go back here. So to get to your Google My Business, you're going to click on, you're going to get to Google and you're going to go over here to the right-hand side next to your image or whatever your Google images that you have here. Just click on the number pad to get your Google apps. If you don't know, like this is where all your Google apps are housed. Slides, Keeps, your calendar, Drive, and all the good stuff. It's all here. And if you just scroll down, you can get to other apps, and then you can even click down here to get to even more apps. But anyways, this is where you'll find your Google My Business. So you're just going to click on that. And the very first thing you're going to come to, I think for the very first time, is you're going to be walked through the process of setting up your Google My Business. And so that's putting in your name, that's putting in your service areas, that's putting in your services, things like that. And I'm going to go ahead and show you mine so you'll see what you need to put in there. But I recommend not putting a service address in your Google My Business. And the reason you don't want to put a service address is because you're a real estate agent and you focus your business in all different areas. So, and your brokerage has a location. So you're not representing your brokerage being on Google, you're representing yourself. So you're only going to want to put your service areas. So I'm going into my Google My Business. Now, I will let you know that at one point I did put in here Sheila Cahoon, best agent or best realtor in Macomb County or something like that. And I still recommend people doing that. However, there have been people, a few people, including myself, that has gotten their account suspended. It's not a bad thing. You just have to change your name and then have them look at it again. And I think Beth Ellen is one that hasn't had Google come after her. But I noticed that in my area, other agents were using like either best or top or number one or something. And all the agents are now back to just their name and then realtor, or their name and their organization, then realtor. So if you don't want to take the chance on getting your account suspended, then just go with your name and then realtor. You can do your name and your brokerage as long as you know that you're not going to change your brokerage. I had EXP in there and I took it out because I did change brokerages. And I figure from now on, it's just going to be Sheila Cahoon Realtor. Okay. I'm going to come down here to info. And this is the information that you will end up putting in your Google My Business. So you're going to have your name here. Okay. And you can always come back into Google My Business after you set it up and make changes. So if you don't get it on the first try, don't worry about it. It's okay. But here's my name. And if I wanted to change it in here, or if I did change it in here, it would prompt Google to review it. So just know that if you do put a change in here, the Google overlords will review your change. Now, this is where your location is for, like, if you were a business, if you were an actual brick and mortar business. So that should, as a real estate agent, that should always be empty, okay? You don't have a location that deliveries will happen, and you don't have a home service, okay? The next area that you're going to complete is your service areas. So these are all the areas that you will take care of clients in, okay? Now, I will say two things. Since the gas prices have like skyrocketed past anything that I could have ever imagined, I can't help clients that are looking like an hour away from me. It's just, it killed me in gas. I had 2 clients that I was helping and it was just killing me in gas. So I actually referred it out. So you can put, the second thing is you can put the areas that you service, like if they're in Port Huron or I mean, you know, like an hour away or a couple hours away or whatever. But maybe you would want to find an agent in that area and refer them out. Okay. If the gas prices ever come back down again, I'm happy to go and help those clients. I just can't afford it anymore in my car. So then the next thing you're going to want to make sure is that you have your hours of operation that you work. This is super important, and I never would have thought it would have been important, but I did have a client call me at 8 o'clock in the morning, and she's like, yeah, I waited till 8 because I saw that you were open at 8 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. You know, and normally you're like, you're not a brick and mortar place. So, but those hours do matter. They do look at them, and, you know, they'll call you and the hours that you put in there. So even if it's a Saturday or a Sunday too. All right. And then obviously you could have special hours or different hours in there. Always make sure you have your phone number. Always make sure you have your phone number. Always make sure you have your phone number. And then your website here, you want to make sure that you have your website, whatever that is, you want to have that right here. Now, a lot of people will look over on the left-hand side here and look at the word website. That has no relation to your website, okay? That's Google's website, and you're not doing anything with that. You have your own website normally. I mean, at least everybody here does, has their own website. So don't look at anything on that left-hand side that says website. Ignore it, okay? You only want your website put in here. I have put a Calendly link in here for appointments. I suggest you go ahead and do that as well, so clients can contact you via Calendly if they wanted to set up appointments. Now, this is really good if you're extremely busy, or if you want to just have that way that people can contact you if they don't want to do it by phone or by your website. I have not put anything in products. I don't see as a real estate agent anything to offer as a product. So I don't have anything in there. Now for services, you always want to be updating these. Definitely have your list in here, but you know, as you're getting certified or getting designations, make sure you go back in here and update any of your services that you offer. So if like you're a senior designation, you know, go ahead and add that to this list of services. But there's all these different services that are in mine right now. And then there is an option in here for you know, health and safety. Like, are you one that wears masks? You know, possible vaccination thing, like all stuff usually having to do with COVID, you can put in there. And then this part right here is just a little description of you as your business. Okay. And then for agents who have been in the business a while, you can put your open date in there so they can see how long you've been in business. And then the last thing is just adding photos. Any questions with this part right here?
So don't they send you, if you're new, a postcard to confirm? So what do you do about addresses then?
Yes, good question. So when you're first signing up, don't put in an address for, so when it says, are you a, are you a home service, or do you have a location that you service things? Put no on that. But at the end of it, it will ask you for an address to send that card to. That's where you'll put your address at. Okay? So at the end of it is when you put your address in so that they can send you that card for your verification. Okay? Thanks for bringing up that point. Yes, Melinda.
Is there any place that I would really like to have, like on this Google sheet, like specific vendors and people that I recommend? So that way it's like I'm recommending like these painters and stuff, you know, AC people, things like that. Is there a way to incorporate that on your Google page?
Only by photos. I think at the moment you could I don't know that you could put services in here for them. I think these are strictly the ones that you do. But maybe try the product ones. Kelly, do you know anything with that?
Well, I was going to say, I think that maybe it's good to try to drive them to your website or like a landing page or kind of a farm page that you've got set up for such a thing. So maybe in that case, you might put something on your Google My Business page that's like, come to me as your one-stop shop for you know, all of the various things that you need to keep your home up, or, you know, you could even have a list like, you know, I'm your go-to gal for blah, 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 gardening service, da, 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 like, you know, whatever. Angie's List, Schmangie's List, come to me. And then point them to your website. So that way you drive traffic to your website. And then there you could have your very robust listings with link backs to those vendors and so on.
So you're saying in a post, because I think what Melinda's getting at is she put anything on like like when people look at your Google My Business page,
the actual profile.
Yeah, can they see it? And I'm pretty sure like they're not going to be able to see another business's, you know, link on there.
I'm only asking because I was on some other Zoom call with somebody, and that was one of their big things. They were pushing the Google business, and they said and of course, you know, it was too many people to ask a question on, but they said that was a big thing for them because people went on there and it drove that, you know, how it goes by the whole, how many people are looking on your Google page or whatever. And they were going on there for like, whether it's painting or carpet or different vendors, different people you had. But Kelly, I like what you said, because that just put another light bulb to, yes, do a landing page that I just put out on social media to drive the traffic, you know, where they click on, obviously with a one click, enter your email and phone number to get vendors and things like that as well.
I'd also recommend to give them a review on their Google business page, which is you go to go to Maps and then type in their name, the business name, and then you can leave a review or ask them to give you the link. She's going to show you where the review links are, and ask them for the review link and then review them because they will appreciate that.
Yeah.
So here's my Google My Business page right here. So there's nothing on here and nowhere that you're going to have areas for other businesses. So there are posts that you can do for Google My Business. And there are posts that you can do for Google. So you can add those landing pages as an image on Google My Business and then drive them to that landing page or drive them to a website or whatever using Google, the Google. And then what Beth Ellen said is to go and do that review on their business. And I'll show you about the reviews in a minute. But to answer your question, Melinda, I don't think there's nowhere on there that I've seen that you can do that. So good question though, and I'll look for it to see. You know.
I am wondering, like on where it said products on your profile, could you put, you know, just that I'm a resource for other vendors, like as a product? I don't know. I'm guessing.
So it looks like you can add a photo and then they have.
To be honest with you, I think that is exactly what they said on the thing, right? When you mentioned that, because what they did is they will pull up, like, say, my home inspector, right? I have his business card or a picture of him where you put up the picture, you put up what he does, you could put their address and stuff, and then put it on there. And it's like products that you kind of use in your business. Yeah.
So could you then, you know, doing that, can you do like home inspector and then put a copy of their business card on, like take an image of their business card and put that on there. I'm going to definitely try that out and I'll let you know how it goes. You know, Google's super touchy though, like, so you have to try it out to see if it'll work, to see if they'll, you know, suspend you because you put, you know, somebody's business card on there or something like that. So,
you know, what I was imagining was, and I guess there's a lot of different ways this could work, but what I was imagining was that rather than listing, and I get, Melinda, that you were saying that some other folks are doing like the individual, like home inspector and, you know, blah, 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 like hardwood floors, refinishing, etc. But what if you just use this as a spot in your profile to say, great referral resource. And then you just have like a graphic that you do in Canva that's like, you know, you going, you know, reach out to me for anything you need in your local area. I know all the greatest people. And then that's it. So like, I don't know. So that way, and then have the link to your website. That was what I was driving at.
And I really agree with Kelly on that one, just because you don't want to miss that opportunity of getting that business. So rather than list it on your website and then them see it and then them just totally go and call that other person, just put an image, like she said, like you can go in and do either a post or you can do photos on your, you can do a photo down here, add photos. You can create an image in Canva and then just do a post, okay, with it. But I would make sure that you do that. Don't put any products on here. Don't have anything like that, but just put a post out there and say, you know, if you're looking for, you know, one of these great contractors, contact me today by clicking this link below. And I think, like you said, a landing page is a fabulous idea to do that, you know, or here's my list of my best contractors that I use for, you know, for everything. Get this list today and do that landing page and boom, you get their name, number, and phone number. Boom.
Now it's a lead capture. I love that. That's really smart. Okay. Woo. I like
it. Good stuff, Melinda. Thanks, Kelly, for chiming in too. That was really good information. I love brainstorming here. It's awesome, you guys. This is amazing. I love it. All right. So any more questions about just this, the info page? Nothing else on the info page. Okay. So the biggest thing that I always talk about when I'm doing Google My Business is reviews. And the reason I say that, there should be no other place on the internet that you should be asking for reviews. Zillow is not a good place anymore. Realtor.com is not a good place anymore. HomeSnap is not a good. The only place that people look for people or anything for that fact is they go to Google. And so that should be the only place. I mean, anybody here, you know, where do you go when you want to find something? You go to Google and you ask Google, where is this, or who does this, or whatever. And what's the first thing that you always do when you're looking for somebody and you want to check them out? You check out their reviews. What are people saying about them? Same thing with products. So the reviews have been the biggest thing for me and the one thing that I focus on the most. And so if you are a newer agent, which I think there's only one or two here, the one thing that you want to do as a new agent is, especially if you don't have anybody or haven't, you know, done any deals yet, is go out and either talk to other people and have them give you a review. So if you've worked with other people in the past that maybe aren't clients or other real estate agents or anything, but you know them and they know you and they know your character, have them give you a review. It doesn't necessarily have to be a client. It could be just somebody that you know that can speak of your character. Then once you have a few of those in there, as you get clients, you can have clients then give you a review on Google. But in my first probably 8 months in the business, I was helping agents doing stuff like this, training, you know, giving them value by showing them how to do things on the internet and, you know, Canva and all that. And I would just ask them, give me a review. I would really appreciate it. It to me, it's better than gold. You know, it's such value when you can have a lot of reviews on Google and people see that and they're like, wow, she's really exceptional, especially if it's a 5-star. So get out there, ask for the reviews. And, you know, the one question I always get is, well, you know, what if our clients have done it on Zillow, and I haven't found a way to get it from Zillow to here, or to get it from Realtor to here, or whatever. My suggestion is, if you stay in contact with them, have them do another review. Hey, you know, hey, I'm sorry that I might have to have you do this or something, but I'd love if you could give me a review on Google. I'm moving my platform to Google, and I would really appreciate it. The software doesn't do it on its own, and I just would really appreciate it.
I always just send, after closing and stuff, I send a nice little email. And I basically say, look, I hate asking, but in today's world with social media, this is a must. And I put all the links there to my Facebook business, to my Google business, and to Zillow, because you can transfer the one on my website and all that. You can transfer, copy and paste that one, but those 3 you can't. So, no. And I just tell them, look, just do one and copy and paste on each link. And I have never had a problem, and they do it like that. And it's the same review on each, but it goes to all of them.
Well, that's great. I'm glad that you get that your clients do that for you. Any other comments about reviews?
Will you show them where the link is to send the review to?
Yeah. Yeah, Kelly.
That was actually it. I did find it, but just for the benefit of everyone, and to make sure I found it the most intelligent way, because there's maybe a simpler way.
Yep. The last thing before I leave this spot is, when you do get a review, make sure you go in and hit reply and reply to that review. That's super important too, that communication, that back and forth. But I will let you know that the reviews for your Google My Business helps your SEO a lot. It's probably, I would say, out of the top, one of the top 3 that helps your SEO. Okay. Where you're going to find your link to share with your people is, you're going to come back to this homepage, and you're going to come down here to reviews. Actually, you're going to come over to right here, get more reviews, and you're going to click on share review form. You're going to click that, and you're going to get this link here. You can copy this link and share it in an email. You can share it in a text, whatever you want to do, or you can just go to Facebook and put it on there. Okay, good stuff. You guys learning lots now? Happy with it?
Sheila, sometimes people just give me stars and they don't write a review, and I still respond to thank them.
Yes. Yes, I've had a few of those where I've only gotten the stars and not the comment. I will say there has been 2 reviews that I have had that have not made it to my review. I'm still in the process of working with Google to try and figure out why that is. And they keep sending me the same generic reply about, oh, there was something about the standards that, was wrong. And my aunt was one of them. She didn't say anything wrong. She didn't do anything wrong. So I don't know why it's not showing up, but there are 2 that are not. So, and what I've done with those is, all I've done is taken her review that she's given me, and I threw it on my website, and that's how I fixed that. So, but I have enough on my Google My Business that I'm okay for right now. All right. Any questions so far? Nothing? Okay. The other thing I want to show you in here is to create posts. So creating posts, I think, does some benefit to you when you're with your SEO, because I've noticed some changes when I do post. It does change this performance. So, you know, get out there and create some posts in Google. Don't forget to do that as one of your social medias, okay? The thing I wanted to add about that, when you're doing posts, you have to be super careful. Again, Google is very sensitive about what you're putting in your post. I noticed that when I put like my phone number and my website and stuff like that, they reject the post. So just be aware that you can probably put an image in there, and then down here is you put call now and then put your phone number, or learn more and then put your link to your website. Okay, try to keep it as little information about links and things like that out of this update your status as possible. Just put it in the image. All right. And that's pretty much it for your Google My Business. Now, since Beth Ellen is on here and she's our map lady, I'm happy to go through it with her to show you how to do reviews on other people's businesses to also help your SEO and your presence on Google. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my maps. So you go to Google Maps. And Beth Ellen, you can unmute if you want.
Okay, so I just started doing this for fun, and I'm trying to look at my contributions here. So ironically, I have, where is it? I have 17 people who are following my reviews, which means that every time I write a review, they get a notice. Whoever thought that was, you could have followers in Google Maps. I'm just looking at, oh, here it is. I don't know, can you see? It says, where is it? Well, anyway, I have 2.4 million views.
Yeah.
And how do you get that? Not being an influencer, and you get it by doing this. And it doesn't have to be a business. During the pandemic, I only went to parks when the Las Vegas was closed down. And one of my pictures of a palm tree in a park had like 80,000 views. Everybody here knows what a palm tree looks like. There's no telling what people will like. So basically, you go someplace and you take all the pictures you want. You don't have to be a good photographer. I suck at it, but you just never know what people are going to like. So you put as many pictures as possible. So she went to this, she loves this bakery, but this is how, so you pick what you want to write after you've taken all the pictures and you've SEO'd them, which we're not going to go through here unless you want me to. You type in the name of the place at the top. Can you go up to the top, please?
Yep. So you come up to the top here under search
and you
Maps.
Type what you want to do. So she would have typed in Vito's Bakery and it would have come up.
Yep. I'm going to type in Rivercrest Family Dining.
Okay. All right. So here's the Google My Business. This is their Google My Business page. So you've got to keep scrolling. So they have 314 reviews. That doesn't matter. Though if it has 4, it's better because you get more SEO juice. So you've got to scroll all the way down.
Actually, I need to go to a different one because I think, because I already wrote one on here. Let me go to another one.
All right.
Let me go to a one that I haven't done a review on. Pub 1281. All right, so I can come down here to reviews.
Okay, so right there it says write a review. So that's where you click. So it's not up at top. You got to keep scrolling down. And you have to do this in the right order. Otherwise, Google erases everything. This is a glitch. So first, you have to do the stars. So you pick how many stars you want to give it. She's not going to post it, so it doesn't matter. And then you're going to go down to the camera. You don't write the review, and you click the plus. And then I upload them from my computer. You can do them from your phone, but then you can't SEO the picture. If you want more Google juice, you should add the SEO naming convention, which we can talk about in a minute. So I take the picture in my phone, I send it to my computer, I SEO it and save it. So then I select all my pictures from my computer, but you can do it on the phone, but you're missing half the SEO Google juice. But either way will work. And you add all the pictures. So she's going to add a picture.
Here, I'll just add a picture really quick.
Because I want to show them how to do captions.
Yep. And so what I could do is I could essentially, I think I can do it in here. I could change it right here. And then put that picture in there.
Okay, so now she's got the picture. So she's going to click right under Sheila. No. Go back to the picture.
So input the picture?
Yeah, input the picture. Okay, so you get more Google juice if you add a caption, and this is how you do it. After the picture comes up.
And technology drags on.
Technology is great when it works.
It might take a little bit.
It has to load. Why don't you get another picture?
Yeah, this might be too big of a picture for it. Let me get a small picture. I won't change the naming convention either. Hang on. Let me get a small picture.
Google likes captions. Okay. And this is true. You can add video as long as it's 10 seconds or under. Okay, so there it says add caption. She clicked on the bottom and then hit add caption, and then you add, a sentence. So what did she like about that? Or if this is her business card, this is my QR code if you want to reach me, whatever.
But do you have to put the name of your business on there?
No, that's what you did. No, my caption is, isn't this view of Aspen Mountain gorgeous? Or look at the way they prepared this fish. Or I love this photo. I love this art exhibit. The caption should be describe what the picture is.
I got you. Okay.
Okay. So if, it's a restaurant and you're doing food, you describe the food. If it's a park, you describe, here's the they have 3 basketball courts. If you're taking a picture of the basketball, you describe what the picture is. Okay. So she's got 1. So keep hitting the plus sign and add all the pictures first.
Okay.
Okay, so she's going to add as many, and sometimes I add 30 pictures because that's what people like. And
so,
and it can be video as long as it's 10 seconds or less.
And so you can put in each of these and add in the caption, and you just add in the caption with each one, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so once you have to add them all first, and you just do that by adding on the camera picture. And once again, you can add the caption to videos too. So you can add both. When you are done with that, go down.
Go down where?
It should say select.
No, there's no select. It says cancel or post.
We did something wrong. Add another picture. Because when you're done with the pictures, on the lower left hand, it'll say, here, it says select. See? So add a picture. And then when you've added all the pictures, you hit select. So this is time consuming and frustrating, but if you want to be number one in Google, this is the fastest way. Okay, so then see where she's going to add a caption, whatever. And now when all the pictures are added, 29 of them or whatever, you're going to hit select, and then it's going to add all the pictures. But don't hit anything but add pictures until you're done. Okay, so she hit select, so now all the pictures are there. And now you're going to describe the place. And adjectives are your best friends. And don't write 3 sentences. I write 10 paragraphs, and Google likes that. That's why I have 17 people following my reviews, because I describe what it's like. What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does it feel like to be there? That's what people want to read, not this is X. So you write your review last, and then you hit post. And after you post it, it'll say, are you done? You hit yes. And then you go to the review. It shows up in that left-hand column, and you like it. So you want to like your own stuff because that's your first like. And that's what you do. And if you Google Beth Ellen, just my first name, even though it's spelled weird, I don't come up first, but I'm the whole, will you go to Google and type in Beth Ellen spelled correctly, please. So she's not me. So not my last name, that's it. Now hit search.
Beth Ellen in Nevada? Or
No. Go to not Google Maps.
Oh, just regular Google.
Mm-hmm. See, this is how many views, 2.4 million. Is that not amazing? 2.4 million in a year and a half. Just time, not money. And that's why I still am best Las Vegas realtor, because Google likes me. All right, so look, Beth Ellen McClendon came up first. Beth Ellen Summer was next.
Yeah, you're not in here.
Oh, no, take Vegas out. Take Vegas out. Just type in Beth Ellen.
Yeah, that's what I had in there originally. And this is what came up. And so the first time I see Beth Ellen Rosenthal is just under these images.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes up with your Facebook. Okay.
Usually LinkedIn should come up first. Google likes LinkedIn, and your LinkedIn phone, your LinkedIn thing should come up first.
So but look, this isn't you though, right?
No. So you usually, Beth Ellen McClendon comes first, and usually I'm all the other ones. But the bottom line is, this is how Google likes you. This is, you search for who you are when you're not in your own. When you're not Google.
Searching yourself.
Yeah, and when you're not searching yourself.
Right.
And so I found that my son laughs. I say, my real estate license is at AXP, but I work for Google. And all I do is do Google Maps. And I post on my Google My Business. I actually blog on it because they only want short things. So it's short and sweet. And this is fun because I go to restaurants and I go to parks and I go to places. And then I always call, if it's a restaurant or a place, I always call the place and tell the manager and ask him or her to comment on my review. And if the business owner comments on your review, you get even more Google juice. So Vito's Bakery, she calls Vito and says, hey, I just did this review on Google. Can you please like it and comment?
And they did. They responded to it. And so that was really good. It makes you feel good anyways, just that their company responds, right? So, but it does help. It does help your SEO, and it helps you get noticed. People see the name. So, and really, like Kelly and I were talking about earlier, real estate is just about marketing yourself. You know, it's just getting your name out there, getting your name and your face out there everywhere so people can see it. So the last thing that I'm going to talk about, thanks, Beth Ellen, I really appreciate it.
Hey,
Thanks
Sheila.
for taking the time to show that. Yeah, Deb.
Can I ask a question before you move on?
Yeah.
When you ask the business to respond or comment on your review, they're going in there as the business, right? Not as a person.
Correct. When you,
It's,
when you look at my, whenever
is
you
that
look
hard
at
to get them
my,
to do that? Like, do people get confused by that, or
no, I haven't had anybody get confused by that.
just
When you
me?
go in and you look at my reviews on other businesses, like if I go here and I I go to Vito's Bakery and I go to the reviews, and this is for any review that I've done. If you go to the reviews, you're going to see that it comes up as my name and my local realty, which is my business.
Okay, because that's how you're registered on Google, and that'll be the same for Vito's.
Correct.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And
All right.
and anything with your review is connected to your Google My Business, and you'll get when somebody does a review on your business, you'll get notified by Google. You'll get an email, and then you can go in and then reply to them.
Okay. So that's what you're asking them to do. You're asking them to reply to your review.
Yes.
Okay, will you go back to Google Maps, please? Okay, so if you want to monitor your progress, you hit the 3 lines next to maps. No, that's not it. Let me see where it is. There, it's not that. There's a place where you click and it'll show all your contributions.
You know what? I think it's on your Google My Business, isn't it?
No, I'll go into maps and see where it is. I just did one today. All right, you've got to go into a place. Go to Vito's Business. All right, there it is. So you hit the 3 lines. No.
Yep.
Go to Vito's Business.
No, this is
There it
just
is.
Google Maps.
Yes.
And go to your contributions, right?
Yes. And then you can see all your places. So you can hit reviews and photos. So hit photos. Okay, so she got 2,500 at the coffee shop. Go down.
How do you see that?
Right there, there's an eye. That's how many people saw it. She got 13,694. That's people seeing that picture. It's just a normal picture. And she got almost 14 grand, 11,000 of her pointing. This is how you get the numbers up. How hard is that? No, some, you know.
But I got a question. So this is, okay, I'm getting a little confused with the thing. That 13,000 whatever, does that then when you go to your Google page where it only says, say, whatever number, 512 views or whatever, does it add to that?
No, it has nothing to do with your Google, your business page. This is just I call it working for Google. You want the Google is an algorithm. It's a computer. It's artificial intelligence. Sheila's the technologist. So if I get this wrong, let me know. But you want Google to like you. And Google knows that she got 13,000 views of that place. So Google liked that. And that makes her higher up on the search engine, because I call this working for Google, because people go to Google Maps to learn things. And so look at her numbers. And so Google is adding all these numbers up. And that's how I got 2.4 million, because that's how many people saw the pictures. 690 of her there at the Harley, 20,000 from her haircut.
So these are just people that have seen this picture and have seen the review that I left. But this is just how many people have seen this picture. So if they've seen this picture, then it references my business on there.
Yes.
Now, when you're on this side panel, stop for just a sec, because I noticed on one of the photo galleries that you did, Sheila, that you actually took a picture of your business card. Right there. There. Your car. So I'm just curious, like, do you think that's a good practice, or?
This was the place that did my graphics of my car.
Oh, so it was relevant to the post. Okay, got it.
Yep.
I understand. Otherwise, you wouldn't make a practice of doing that.
No. No, you want to make it about the business. You never want to make it about yourself.
Good. Okay, yep. that caught my eye, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And then the other question is, when you're on this sidebar version next to the map, it doesn't name you unless they click on the review. And then once you go into the actual review, like if you click on any one of these, then
these are all places that I did reviews for. So all of these places are places that I did a review.
I totally get it. I'm just wondering, okay, when we see your name is when you actually click on that review.
Yes, but this is what I call working for Google.
No, I get it.
The public doesn't see that. They just see this. But Google notices that 2,500 people saw that picture.
It looks like you don't even have to navigate away. It looks like if you just expand it, it even shows your name, because I see there Sheila Cahoon.
If you click on the picture, it will then show you the review.
Yeah, that's if you go to that business, it shows your business name.
Right.
Got it. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool beans. I like this. This is really, really cool. Very much.
Lots of good stuff here.
Yeah, truly.
Deb, did you get your question answered?
Me?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right. Good seeing you.
Thank you. I do have an overall general question, but we can keep going. I can ask it. Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to share with you one last thing that I would love for everybody to do. And it will cost money. It will cost you money. It's not going to cost me money. I already paid for it. Google verified. If you haven't been Google verified, get Google verified. And you do it through local service ads through Google. So if you type in local service ads, oh, excuse me. Okay. And go down to local service ads right here. You're going to, it's not going to do it for me because, well, this is where you would start. Okay. But since I already do it, I'm going to sign in. But you would click get started, and it's where you will get your business verified, not the My Business page, but where you will get Google verified as an agent. It does reference your Google reviews through your Google My Business. Okay, so it connects that way. But it's what it does is it's Google saying, hey, this agent is a verified agent. This is their reviews, and this is where their business is. Okay. And the paid part is you pay for leads. So, and it's not that expensive. Actually, I'm going to go back here. So I'm going to sign in just so I can show you. I got rid of some of the leads that I had. I had like 17, but I cleaned them up. See, you can see 37 archived. What happens is, actually, I'm going to go over to Google real quick. Sorry for jumping over here, jumping around. I just want to show you what it is. So if I were to type in local real estate or local realtor in Clinton Township, okay? The thing at the top I'm going to see is this, okay? This is what it's like to be Google screened, okay? So these are the people at the top. When somebody has typed in that local realtor in you know, whatever county or whatever, there's going to be 3 pictures that comes up. It does rotate people, okay? But you will pay to have your picture up here and have it rotated. They can click here to get more options, to get more people. And you will fall into this list. I don't know why mine is not showing up there. I don't know if I've had my quota for the month or whatever. But what I'm trying to get at is this is another lead gen source that's not very expensive. You only pay for the leads that you're working with. Okay. And it's just another way for people to call you that find you online.
What do you mean you don't pay for leads unless you're working with them? Unless somebody like you close a deal?
No, unless you tell Google that you're working with them. So I'm going to go back into this and I'm going to go into my billing. And this is why you got to keep this up to date too, so that you don't pay for stuff that you're not doing. So actually it's not in that one, it's profile and budget. So there's different lead targets that you can get. So here's your budget and you can get 2 to 5 for $80, $84 per week. But remember, you're only going to pay for the ones that you're going to work with. Because I've gotten calls from business people looking for heating and cooling. So it was the complete wrong number. I didn't have to pay for that. It's only the people that are looking for real estate agents that I'm helping. And so once I connect with them, then I come back to here and it shows that I'm active working with them. So I'm doing stuff with them.
How did that change from not active to active?
This one has always been active.
Okay, but I mean, in a general sense of the word, how does Google know that you're working with someone? How do they become informed?
Booked. You mark it as booked business.
Okay, where do you do that?
I can't show you that right now because it's already through it. But when it comes in, you come in here. So let me take a step back. You will get a phone call and it'll go ding, Google call or something like that. And it'll be Google telling you you have a call. And then you'll say, hi, this is Melinda from EXP or whatever. And it'll be somebody on the other end. Google has connected you, okay? Because if you look at any of these people, these are not their numbers. This is the number that Google has applied to their business so that it can connect them. So it could trace that lead, okay? So it traces that lead, and on this lead source, okay, it actually, let me see if I can get into these to show you. Let me go to one that I can have.
But just because I'm a linear thinker and I don't want to lose this, so now you've made the Google Connect through the proprietary Google phone number. You've answered your phone. Google says, you know, do you want to take this call? And you go, yeah, because you don't know. It could be for real estate, right?
Correct.
Now, let's say we get Bob on the phone and we find out he's looking for gardening services. Then how do you let Google know, okay, that was not a lead?
And so you tell them it's a bad lead. So you mark it as a bad lead. You could archive it and say it's not a bad lead. And then you just put in the notes in there, bad lead or wrong number or whatever. And they also have that call right here.
I see. So they can reference it.
Yeah.
They're recording it.
This is the call. This is the recording of me and the other person talking. So they're going to know if you're lying or not.
Sure. Gotcha. So then you get Bob on the phone and Bob goes, hey, I'm looking for a realtor and it's a territory you serve or somewhere you have a referral agent. So you know you're going to be like you're going to stay connected with this person. And then at that point, it's a solid lead. It's considered booked.
Correct.
And then you're going to pay for that lead.
Correct. You'll get
Okay.
charged by Google for that lead.
Okay. And all of this is going to be delivered to us via prompts through our back office on Google. As these leads come through, we're going to be able to easily see this was a yes, that was a no, etc. Okay.
Correct. And this is through local service ads. Local
I
service
remember you
ads.
mentioning that before when we were on another call, and I was like, I had no idea what you're talking about. So this is great.
So
And it shows you up here, it shows you their phone number. And keep in mind, if you call their phone number from your phone, it will reference, for some reason, it picks it up that it is a call. So it knows that you called them back. They can also message you as well. So it's not just a call, but they can message you and they can leave their email address and things like that. So
Sheila, can you remind us how to enlist in this service, this paid service? I've forgotten now if you showed us.
Yeah, so you're gonna go to Google. You're just gonna type in Google, local service ads. You can type in DuckDuckGo too if you wanted, but you're gonna just type in local service ads.
Okay.
And you're going to go down to the one that has this little icon on it right here, local service ads.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to just take a picture of that real quick. Just
me too. Hold on.
Hang on. Let me hit the back button so I can go back to that.
Sheila, the price changes by market because in my market, it's $170 a week.
Oh, okay. So it might, yeah, maybe.
So it depends on, the price depends on the market, but still, it's worth it.
I think it's worth it.
Are you getting
the two people that I had up that I had to refer out actually? I got both of them from this.
Wow. And Beth Ellen, are you finding, because it sounds like you're in a little more of an expensive market and I'm in Los Angeles, and let's face it, only New York manages to beat us for pricing. Are you finding that you are actually getting real tangible business through this? Because you're saying it's worth it. So
because I trust Google. I didn't turn it on until December because I'm going to Aruba for a month for Thanksgiving. So I'm not taking any leads. And I'm leaving right after the EXP convention on Friday, a week from Friday. So I'm going to turn it on when I get back. But
I've had this on and I tell you, I get calls all the time.
I'm still a little confused with the pricing. On your thing, when you showed it, it said $84 a week.
For 2 to 5 leads.
Every market is different. I'm in Las Vegas. She's in Detroit. So Google prices it differently for everyone.
Yeah, I get that. But I mean, $84 a week they take out of your bank account.
Only it's by lead. So if I don't get any leads, they're not taking any money out.
So like $84 is the budget.
Any money out.
84 is the budget, and it's only charged, let's say a lead costs $20, whatever. Right. They'll use you use one a week, you'll use $20 of your 84. The rest of it's not used for that week.
Correct.
And the only way any of it is used is if you agree that it actually was a lead.
Correct.
Yeah. So you don't get charged if you got no lead from it that week. You don't get a bill. You don't get nothing taken out of your account.
Correct.
Sheila, when I did it, I think I did a PPC, and I got it on as a text, and the text said, "Do you want this lead?" And it gave me, and if I said yes, yeah, and then I got her phone number or email. But it came through a text. Is that weird?
No, mine isn't. I mean, unless she texted you, unless she got the number from there and texted the number. That would be the only way that I could think that she would be able to do the text. And then they would forward that text. Google would forward that text.
Okay. And do you know if it's an exclusive lead, or do you know if other agents are getting it as well?
I do not know if other agents are getting it as well, but the people that I have worked with, They haven't gotten any other call from any other agent because I've worked with them, and they never mentioned that they were working with any other agents, and they never said anything like that. So,
so what happens if, say, you don't pick up your phone and it's one of these calls coming in? What happens?
it'll be
Does
a
it go to your voicemail?
They'll either leave a voicemail or not, but it will show up on your list. So that list that I showed you, leads right here, it'll show up on your list. Let me go into archive. It'll show up on your list. So if you go into new, mine is 0, but if you go into new, it's going to show you a list like this, and it'll show you the phone number. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if they left a voicemail, the recording may be in here, and it might, it'll say their name, but it will also be on your phone.
Okay, but when I called them, like, so say they left a voicemail, I wasn't able to pick up my phone, they left a voicemail on there, and now I get their number and I call them back. Does that show that Google number, or does it show my personal mobile number?
I think it shows your personal mobile number.
Okay.
When you call them back,
Yeah.
It'll show your personal mobile number.
So how's the phone being recorded at that point by Google?
Because I think Google recognizes your number as your business, because you still have to put your number in as your business when you get Google verified, because that's how it connects it.
Okay.
Because I had this one client that I'm working with, she called me twice, and both times that she called me with my phone number the second time, and it was Google connecting us again.
Oh, interesting. Even though she was calling direct to your number.
Right. So I don't know how they're tracking that, but
wow. That's some deep programming there.
Yeah. So it freaked me out. I'm like, oh, I got another one. And it was the same lady. And I'm like, wait a minute. So it was,
I'm just curious, is this actually a pay-per-click program?
I think that's what it is, because you're paying for the leads that you get, right? So I think you could technically call it a pay-per-click.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not working with them, and I think it's so new that I think, they're trying it out, because I mean, people are getting wrong phone numbers. I've gotten several wrong phone numbers. Oh, sorry, I was looking for an air conditioning dude. Okay, well, I don't know how, and actually I have to tell you, in the very beginning of this, when I was newly verified, I got at least 3 phone calls for the wrong business. And I'm like, and so I reached back out to the Google verified dude that I was emailing with, and I'm like, I'm getting calls for a business that's not me. And so he went, I guess, on the back end and did something. I mean, I got Google verified right in the beginning. So like I said, I think it's just something that is ever evolving with Google verified to make it better and better. So
now, quick question, because I did get a Google verified postcard in the mail for verifying my Google business. Is that the same as this kind of verification?
No, you actually, when you go into Google to become Google verified, you have to submit your picture. You have to submit your license number, and I think actually your license, like your wallet card. You have to put, you have to send a copy of your E&O insurance. You have to, there's a couple other things that you have to do. And then you have to connect your Google, you have to put in at least 1 review or something like that to be able to connect to your Google My Business. I forget that part of it. But yeah, you have to put your picture, your license, and your E&O insurance. And it has to be your E&O insurance, because at first I'm like, what insurance do they want? I don't have insurance. Like, I have car insurance and house insurance, but I don't have. And it was your E&O insurance for your brokerage.
Okay, so I'd need to request that from my broker. Okay.
EXP has it in the Sky Slope. I don't know where Real has theirs.
Okay, well, I'll look into that and see if I can find out. Well, I'm going to have to if I want to do this. Okay, so again, just to be totally obnoxious and repeat myself, I have been, my business has been verified by Google. Like when I go into my back office and it says verified, right? And I know I gave them a bunch of information, but it was not through Google local service ads. Those are two different forms of verification.
Yes, your number that you get from Google My Business is for Google My Business. Google Verified is just what I showed you, is getting your name up there as a rotating name, right? Because it's rotating, it's not going to always be up there.
Right.
And so
okay.
Does that cost something?
What?
Yes.
Google Verify?
Yes, that was the $84 per week, at least in my market.
Oh, but that's for the lead thing. So your name will be up there up top for those lead generation, but your name will be up there where those agents' names as a rotation.
Correct.
So like, even if nobody ever clicked on your name is getting out there into the consciousness.
Correct.
Yeah. It's like,
it shows
like a no-brainer on that.
Like it's like a billboard.
It's like, if I'm only going to be charged if I get a lead and it's only 80, like if I got a lead that week, right? And they're charging me, and it's a good lead, right? Because there should be a difference, because you know how sometimes you get a lead in and it ain't worth two craps that the paper was written on, right? It's like, so if it's a good lead and you know that, hey, this is a workable lead, right? And you're only paying that $84.
Or whatever it is in your market.
Lead. You're not paying for $84 for that one lead. You're paying only because you're $84 for 2 to 5 leads. Okay.
That's
so
what
at the most 5 leads.
So I can get 5 leads in that 1 week for $84.
Correct.
On a good day.
You could.
On a good day, yeah. I mean,
yeah, I think there may have been like 1 or 2 weeks I had, a couple of good leads, but there were weeks that I was like, okay, this is a crappy lead. But you have to make sure you go back in and that you go into the Google local service ads and make sure that they're not active leads, that they're archived, that they're not booked leads, which is what you see here.
Sheila, do you think that this is Google's attempt to get a better program than Google AdWords, or is it in addition to?
I think it's something better than the AdWords.
Yeah, it seems like it really does. Seems a lot more intelligent.
Yeah.
And Google AdWords was so confusing. Oh my God, what a shit show.
I know.
Hated it.
I'm thinking this is cheaper than a referral to agents.
Yep.
Or to any lead generation that you have to pay on because that lead could come in, it could be, let's just say, a $500,000 home, right? And I had $84.
I had a $485,000 lead come in.
Off of this.
Yep.
That's
did you get
amazing.
and you got to work with them?
No, I was going to work with him, but he kept giving me the runaround and saying, oh yeah, I'm working. And I think he just found somebody else to work with.
All right. Well, that happens.
So then I
know that.
took him off. He's not working with me, so I'm not paying for him.
So, okay. So
you're
sorry
the basket.
Yeah. So,
I think me and you went right there at the same time.
We're right there. Okay. So let's say that initially Bob looks like a totally solid lead. He's a $465,000 home seller, and he says he wants to work with you. And you're like, okay, so now you tell this program, this ad campaign program, this is active. I'm working with this guy. And then, a month into trying to work with him, he's ghosting you, and you realize, this isn't real at all. Well, haven't you already paid for him?
Yeah, I believe so.
So,
but I paid for him at that time. But I paid for him at that time.
Right.
So
exactly. So the minute you say yes to this program for a particular lead, that's
You're
a
going to
fee
pay for them.
you're going to pay, and that's not coming back to you if that turns out to be crap.
Correct.
Well,
Okay.
then that would be my question then. How soon, like, so the call comes in, 400 or something, you think it's a great lead just on the initial phone call, right? But what's our next thing we do? You need to talk to a lender, right?
Right.
You get into a lender and the lender goes, no, at what point do you have a certain amount of days you have to put on that thing that it's a good lead, or do you go through that lender process to find out first before you say yes to Google that and you're paying for it?
Well, I think if it's in that, well, at least on mine, when it was in that new column, I was paying for that lead.
But I thought you got the opportunity to vet the lead before you had to say yes.
You do. You can make it new and not do anything with it, and it'll stay in that new column. Or you can mark it booked, or you can mark it archived, which I have here.
Okay, so but how much time, I think Melinda's question is the one I want to know. How much time do you have when they're in the new column to vet them to decide if they are going to be an active
Whatever you
lead?
want. I had a bunch of them that was in this new column. So that's what I'm saying. I was paying for them.
Mm-hmm.
I was paying for them in this new column, even though I wasn't working with them.
Oh, well, that's not good. Okay, so how do you avoid that?
By marking them archived.
Okay, so then once they're in archive, then they're in a holding tank so that you can put them through a vetting process to determine whether or not they are someone you're going to work with, in which case you pull them out of archive and put them into active?
No, I think you're going to pay for them while they're in new. Because that's what I was doing, is I was paying for these leads while they were in new. It wasn't until I think they're booked or completed or archived that you stop paying for them.
Wait a minute. So you pay for the same lead again and again?
I'm pretty sure, until you do something with them. Because I'm looking at my billing back here. I'll show you.
I'm confused on multiple fronts right now.
Yeah, because what you just said earlier, where you, like, so it's a painter that came through and called, and it's on the new thing. You're not going to work with. You haven't even called him yet. I'm going to be charged $84 because
I didn't move him. Because I didn't move him.
So you're going to have to be on that, like, within that one day to figure out if they're good.
Well, you're going to have to be on it with that month. Within that billing period. Because you get billed monthly. So you got to be on it within that month to make sure that you clean up your people on your list so you don't get charged for them.
Does Google offer you a rep when you do this that you can talk to you about all the ins and outs? Okay, good. All right. So then, you know what? I'm not gonna make you try and sell their product.
No.
This was already so generous of you to share this. Like, I think it's going to be a very valuable thing, but I think I want to put a Google rep through their paces to really get into the fine details of, like, you know, how and when am I billed, and how do I do this? How do I navigate it so that I don't get billed for things I don't want to get billed for?
Correct.
I'm good.
Yep.
I'm good.
I haven't, you know, went and talked to a rep. I just know that when I move things over, I don't get billed. So if you want to talk to them and, you know, find out the ins and outs, see right here, you got home service ads activity. So, and it shows you all your billing and how much you've been billed for. Let's see, all time. And I'll show you where I got hit hard. And this is why I went back to it. So you see this 205 here?
Oh, ow. And that was just because you fell asleep at the wheel?
Yeah. Let me see here. Hang on a second. Oh, no, this wasn't it. This was my This was actually my my video ad on Google. So that was the wrong one. These are my home service ads right here. So do you see how it's charged $30? 5 leads, $70. See, it's charged by lead. I got hit with 9 leads that I didn't clean up for $127. I wasn't working with 9 leads.
Got it.
Okay. So yes, I suggest talking with a Google rep and getting it cleared up, but I cleaned this up just because I didn't know that you had to move things around in order to not get hit with these.
I understand. I understand.
Okay. So
this is great information though. Seriously. I think, you know, once you really understand how to safeguard yourself against errant charges,
yes,
it looks like a really great program. God,
yes.
Sheila, thank you so much.
And it's per lead, right? You're gonna pay only per lead. You're not paying $84 for the entire week if you don't get all the leads. So I think overall it's a good platform. You just have to be on top of it and you have to know what you're doing, obviously. But like I said, I got somebody, he didn't pan out, but I did have this other lady. She's a $200,000 house, and I referred her to another agent, and she's actively looking, and I was looking with her. So
how long have you been on here, and has it panned out for you?
I haven't closed anything yet. The referral was going to be the one that I probably would have closed, and so that would have been a $400,000. I wish $4,000 commission.
That's nothing to sneeze at. And how long have you been on the platform utilizing it?
I haven't been on long. I want to say it's only been this year. Let me look here and see what I have.
So you can, even though that lead was good, you're paying that referral, but you can give it to, like, someone came in and it's 2 hours away and I'm not driving 2 hours, but I refer it to another agent and I'm getting obviously a percentage off of the 25% or whatever. So I could still refer it out to somebody.
Exactly, you can. And it'll still pay for that lead. So it looks like it looks like I started it up in April, because that was the first one I got. These were all I think the pay-per-clicks through Google ads, because local service ads through your, like Deb was talking about, your pay-per-click, that is also here through your billing. That's also local service ads. This above that right here, I'm not right there, right here, this home service ads, that's your Google verified. Okay, so this local service ads will account for anything that you do for your Google ads, like promoting a video from YouTube. You know how you can do that, and it goes through your Google ads. Okay.
No, I don't know how to do that.
Okay, you can go hit promote from your video on YouTube, and it'll take you here to local service ads.
Oh, cool.
So that's paying for that, because that's what these 2 video campaigns are, through local service ads through the pay-per-click. And then this one up here, this home service ads activity, that's through Google verified.
Okay. So these are 2 different programs.
But that's an additional charge that you want, right?
That I did through the Google ads. So if I go, I'm just going to show you real quick, how it happens.
I'm with Kelly though. I'm going to Google business phone number and find their phone number and talk to somebody.
Yeah, I don't do a good job of explaining their.
You know, you have.
You have.
Yeah.
Truly.
So if you go to your videos and you want to promote your video through an ad, okay, you're going to go over to the left-hand side and click videos like I did. And you're going to wait for your stupid internet to work.
Story of our life.
Swear to God, we wait for everything.
Yeah.
So then you're going to come over here to these three dots and you're going to click promote.
Oh my God. I've seen that a million times and just never even knew what it was. And of course, we know Google and YouTube are the same company.
And so you come over here to Google Ads. And what character do you have? You have this little character that is local service ad. It's the same thing. So then you go get started, and that's how you set up your video to run as an ad on Google, a sponsored video on Google.
Got it.
What is that? Kind of like the same as when you do the Facebook and all that?
Yeah.
Where you pay so many.
Yep. And it's that pay-per-click that Debbie was talking about.
And do they have like whether you want to run it 5 days, 7 days, or however? So it's
you can let it run forever.
Days.
Yep.
And then you can shut it on. You can toggle on and off, like, what's her name that was saying she's going to leave on vacation for a month.
Oh yeah, Beth Ellen. Yep.
Yeah, Beth Ellen. That you can just go, okay, I don't want any leads. You're off, which is great. Okay, cool. Very interesting. Okay.
Good stuff, Sheila, as always.
This is awesome.
You the woman.
For reals. For reals.
Just lots of value. I know that we went through a lot of stuff today, but hopefully you guys.
No, this is great.
Hopefully it's mind blowing and you're like, whoa, man, I could use this in my business.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It is, definitely. And I think Melinda and I have a mind meld going on.
We both have the same thought process right there.
Same thought process. I'm like, oh, she's gonna say it. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna jump, but I'm like, I don't know if you guys are gonna continue or are you wrapping?
No, this is it. This actually just usually goes till 8, but because I wanted to show you this part. Like when I do Google stuff, I show like all of it, the Google verified, the my business, and so I just try to incorporate all of it into that. So
this is amazing. Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. All right, I'll be talking to you soon. Nice meeting you all.
All right,
Bye.
Kelly, have a good night.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sheila.
Bye, Melinda. Unmute.
Hey.
Hey.
So a couple things. When you were on your Google page, you had your name and then you had realtor, then registered. How do you get that little registered R circle thing?
Super difficult how to do it. I'll show you how.
I've written it down before, but I don't remember where I wrote it. So I never
actually just go to, you can type in like realtor here.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you come over here, do you see how I'm highlighting that R?
And you copy and paste it?
Yep. You just highlight it like that. And then you right mouse click and do copy. And then when you go to whatever it is that you're going to work on or whatever, you just click paste and then it pastes it right in.
Isn't that funny how I never thought about that?
You can copy and paste anything, anywhere, for anything. It's so funny. Like you could come here and just take the word median and just copy it.
Yeah.
You know, and just paste it anywhere.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. You're just magical, Sheila. What can I say?
Mind blowing.
Mind blowing, yes. So do you have any suggestions for how a team might do the Google My Business? Because
a team?
Yeah.
I would never do it as a team.
Yeah.
Never do it as a team. And I say that only because the only way that you should do it as a team is if you know that it's always going to be a team. I'm just, and I know that's not going to ever be the case.
Right.
a lot of teams don't
Right.
stay for 20 and 30 years.
Of course not. Of course not.
I always say, if you are going to be a team at a brokerage, at a brick and mortar brokerage, then do it as the brokerage, right? But just in general, I think to represent us as real estate agents, because we are independent contractors, you should always do it as yourself. Always, always,
Okay.
always. It should never.
Yeah. And even if
never
you're a
be
team, you're an independent contractor, you're just a contractor with a team instead of with a brokerage. So it's the same
Right.
thing.
Right.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay, girl. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I had an agent who worked at a brokerage and was like on a team, and he's like, how do I get these off there? How do I get these off there? Because he had that, he started to do that as the team. And I'm like, can't really get it off
You
there.
have to start over. You just would have to start over.
Yeah, you'd have to create a new, because you could create as many businesses. Like when I go into my Google My Business and I come down to businesses, like you can create as many businesses as you want.
Yeah.
I actually help the owner of this restaurant, and I handle my Google My Business. So you as a real estate agent, if you wanted to, you could put another business in here, but
Sure.
you wouldn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
Yeah.
you would want to have it as your team, and maybe you would have a second one as yourself. Maybe you would do something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I would always want it as myself so that I got all the juice. I mean,
Understood.
I
Yeah,
know that
understood.
I'm probably not going to stay where I am my entire life. So.
Okay. Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You been doing okay?
Yeah, doing great. Yep. Been a good year.
Anything new and exciting?
Just, getting through the end of the year. Yep.
Good. All righty.
I appreciate your time.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
I know. I don't know why I haven't been seeing any of your stuff, but the day I saw it, I don't remember.
I haven't posted in that group. I don't post a lot in that group.
I think I'm a member of your Facebook group, and maybe I got a notification about it because I'm a member. Did you post it in your Facebook group?
I did. And I
that's what I saw.
Recently started posting in there because I left EXP. So, and so I started utilizing that group more than just doing my workplace stuff at EXP.
Right.
So.
Excuse me. Well, that's what I saw. I saw your post, so that's why I came on. So I'm glad you did that.
Yeah. Good. Anything I can help with, let me know.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Okay.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.